Chapter 37, David. I spend the first week after screwing everything up with Kit too ashamed to do anything except write her a stupid text. I keep it short, limit it to the words I know can't be the wrong ones. I'm sorry. I don't trust myself not to make a bigger mess of things by saying more. Whenever I pick up the phone to text again, I freeze up with anxiety. I don't feel like I deserve the chance to explain. I don't even deserve to share the same air molecules as Kit. I've spent all my waking hours following rule number 4 by trying to imagine what she must be thinking. My guess is she assumes I'm a sociopath. I smiled. At McCormick's, while we were talking about the accident, one in which she was driving and her father was a passenger, one that resulted in her father's death, I smiled. And then I had the nerve to yell. Since I am in my own brain, I understand why I did all of that. The sequencing makes perfect sense to me, but to her, a person on the outside of my mind, a person who knows nothing about my synaptic responses, I must seem like a monster. Here's what happened in that booth, with Kit sitting across from me, and the cold milkshake in my stomach, and the strange dimensions of my new clothes. My brain got narrow. It did what it's best at. It tunneled in. If that moment was a Russian nesting doll, I was paying attention to the smallest figurine, pawing my way through the details of blood splatter and break data and an algorithm I had elegantly designed. I found an answer right there at the very center, a tiny nugget. That's all I could see, the solution to a mathematical equation that had been troubling me for weeks, the missing data point. I did not see all the metaphorical dolls, the ones wrapped around the small ones, and the one wrapped around the next smallest one, and the next after that. What neurotypical people call the context. I did not see Kit or the people nearby or the delicate nature of what we were discussing. Honestly, I did not see anything else at all. David, if I give up every time I bleeped someone off, I wouldn't have any friends either, Trey says a week later, after I've told him the whole sad story, even the parts that are hard for me to admit in the retelling. Our lesson today will be 100% about social skills. Since I'm so shaken up about Kit, I don't even bother to take out my guitar. She probably won't forgive me, I say. Maybe not, but you have got to at least try. And if you really do your best to apologize and she doesn't forgive you, then you move on. You messed up. It happens. There will be other girls, man. Not really. I mean, of course there are other girls in the world, but by definition there's no one nearly exactly like Kit, with her precise genetic and environmental makeup. I regret that I left my guitar in the closet. My hands want to move. The strings would come in handy. What's the worst thing that can happen if you try? Trey asks. I make her hate me even more. I humiliate myself again. I spin out and crawl into the fetal position and start rocking in front of the entire school. I see you've given this a lot of thought. You're not helping, I say. How about this? You can't control how she reacts, but you can control what you do. So you do you. Be your best and hope for the best. I am paying you $40 an hour, and all you can come up with is you do you, I ask. Your parents are paying me. Smart arse. Fair enough, I say, because it's true. They are. And so 5 full days after my conversation with Trey, 5 days in which I apply my Russian nesting doll focus to winning Kit's friendship back. 5 days in which I think hard about what it means for me to do. Me. Though I'm not sure the expression can be converted from second to first person. I am ready to put my plan into action. I start with food. After all, we met at my lunch table. There are 40 chapters on to 38 now, everybody. Blah, 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 blah.